Statistics from the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) shows that 18 political parties have been registered to contest the 2023 elections as at October 2022, while there are still room for consideration before the election in 2023. Despite the riot act by the national chairman of INEC, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, and security agencies on the need for issue-based campaign, some rights activists and legal practitioners call on politicians to play by the rules.
Section 92 of the Electoral Act 2022 as amended is very clear on how our campaigns should be, and it should be issue-based. Issue-based campaign is when a political candidate comes to tell the electorate what he wants to do, how he wants to do it, and of course the parameters with which he can be measured when actually being elected. Not slandering and of course campaign of calumny. No, the Electoral Act 2022 frowns at that. And I'm saying that as we proceed towards 2023 general elections, all campaigns should be issue-based, devoid of rancor. You don't need to, talk down on anybody. Tell us what you want to do and how you intend to do it so that Nigerians will now gauge whether you meet their expectation or not.
My advice to all the political parties and the politicians, very, very important, the politicians who are on the field, because campaign has started, we want to urge you, please, there is only one country that we have, and that country is Nigeria. Your rhetorics, campaign involving issues of tribalism, ethnicism, divisive issues, religion, we don't need it.
Some politicians also call for issues-based campaign among party spokespersons and politicians in safeguarding the unity of Nigeria.
The campaign should be issue-based. It should be issue-based. Anything short of that, I think the person is not yet ready. Because enough of grandstanding. You see, if you don't have a good record, something to show that you believe in the unity of this country and the need for everybody to be carried along.
Because if people base their campaign on issues, especially the candidates, because we're not talking of aspirants now, the candidates, if they base their campaign on issues, on national discourse, on how to solve the problems of Nigeria, then we know that the candidate that knows the solution to those problems knows what to do when he gets there.
The Act has made it very clear. Section 91, subsection 1, 2, 3, has given the police the power to arrest and of course to handle anybody that contravenes the rule of the Electoral Act and even of course our constitution. So we are calling on INEC to be firm. Of course the security agencies should be firm. Political gladiators should be firm in what they do. And of course citizens must be awake to respond to every of their responsibilities as patriotic Nigerians. That is only where and when we can see an egalitarian Nigerian state.
Meanwhile, as the countdown to the 2023 general election commences with campaigns, Nigerians from all walks of life will only hope that politicians act as they speak in ensuring the unity and stability of Nigeria and not to incite the teeming youths in embracing violence. From Warri in Delta State, Daily Fason reporting for Galaxy News.
We are in a very interesting times. As people, you don't need a prophet to tell you that a nation with Nigeria's youth unemployment rate will be violent as more and more politicians are throwing themselves into the ring for various public offices. Remember, it is your vote that will validate your choice on election day. Pick up your voter's card and choose the right leader and secure your future.
You're welcome back. Yes, we are now in the main gist of the matter. We want to look at issue-based campaign. I guess your saliva has been put on the high with the little that we were able to serve you on the mini future. But then the guests will cook it up very well and serve you very hot. And of course, just as I introduced some few minutes ago, our guest is Comrade Declan Ihakari. He is a human rights activist, as I introduced, and I don't want to waste time introducing him anymore. Declan, you are welcome to the program.
Thank you so much.
Yes, you have heard, and of course, you too are involved in this issue. What is your own take on this issue of issue-based? What do you mean, first and foremost? What do we mean, issue-based campaigns?
Yeah, thank you so much. I cannot but commend. I cannot but commend the program. Those that put up this program called the Voters Forum. It's quite interesting, and it should be acknowledged and appreciated by everywhere, meaning Nigerian, because we're very much at the electoral period where Nigerians need to be educated, and this kind of a program should be appreciated by the politicians, by INEC, by all stakeholders. And I will also appeal to Nigerians to make it a duty to always log into to watching this program anytime it comes up. Issue-based campaign is the ultimate of every election. That is where manifestos of political parties are made known to the people. That is where you market what you want to sell to the people. But in this country, Nigeria, it has always been a very difficult thing when it comes to campaign. You find politicians deviating from the real issue and going to what are not supposed to be the issue. They begin to apply what is called divide and rule, begin to bring in ethnicity, begin to bring religious coloration, begin to bring in so many things that doesn't have to do with what they can offer the people. But it's quite very, very interesting that Nigeria voters are wiser at this point in time. They are also watching the actors. They are also watching those who are coming to campaign. They are also coming to know what you have to offer. It's not about name calling people. It's not about pulling down particular candidates. No. It's what you want to give to the people. In the past in this country, we have had politicians who, one way or the other, in quotes, who also base their campaign on issues, but those issues should be promises you make to the
talking about promises. First of all, what do we mean by issue or issue-based campaign?
Exactly what I wanted to ask, because the topic is issue-based campaign. So people need to understand what exactly is that issue-based campaign.
When you say issue-based, issue is what you have as a political party to give to the people, and that is the manifesto. What is it that is lacking in the country that you want to give to the people? How do you want to better the lives of the people? A political party is in power. You want to come in. What do you have that is quite different from what the person in power has? You want to take over from the person that is there because you are in the same political party. What do you have difference that is different from what the person that is in your party is offering the people? These are issues. These are things that Nigerians and electorates want to listen to. Anything short of that becomes what I called diverting attention from the reality. The reality at this point in time is to market to the people what you want to sell. Sell your products, and don't begin to introduce religious aspects and ethnicity into it to divert attention. No, Nigerians and electorates do not care about whoever you are voting for in terms of religion, in terms of where the person comes from, but basically on what you want to offer, what you have on the table, what can we hold you responsible to. It's not you coming there and say things that one will not be able to hold you accountable to.
The voter now, what will he be looking for in these various issues that they will be throwing? Some issues are things that are way beyond what anybody can put on the table or actualize. So what will be the voter be looking at to ensure that indeed this person is indeed a realistic person? The issues is bringing on the table is a reality. What would they be looking at?
Yeah, thank you.
I'm so much disturbed when it comes to things of this nature. You know, politicians coming to make promises and they will not keep the promises. This is the time where they will come and sell you dummy. This is the time they will tell you, I'm going to build road from here to Accra. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. But at the end, would they? The answer is no. So we must be very careful as electorate at this point in time in the fact that we must also appreciate who is this person, because it is the person, the personality that should be able to give Nigerians what the party wants to offer. If you are somebody that cannot be trusted and you want to market a product to me, I will doubt you. Now, who are the personalities who wants to market the product of their political parties to the people? Where are they coming from? What are the antecedents? Have they made promises in the past and they kept it? Have they made anywhere and they kept it? These are the kind of things we want to look at. Now, you can't just come up and begin to tell me you suddenly want to build house on the sky. I mean, the sky, and I will believe you. I will say no. Have you tried it before?
Let us break it down. So that people will understand what we are saying. Because you and I have been involved in this.
Yes.
You know that definitely.
Yes.
The people they get carried away.
Yes.
With high sounding promises.
Very well.
How can the people now know that the promises made or the issues raised or presented during campaigns are what are achievable? We're looking at achievable manifestos.
See, Uncle, let me tell you one thing. An average voter in this country knows what is achievable and what is not achievable.
Okay.
But politicians will never tell you that the non-achievables are the non-achievables, that they will not be able to achieve it. They will tell you all those things. We're in this country where some people told us in the past that so thing is a scam, and Nigerians bought into it. But at the end of it all, that thing they mentioned to be a scam, they are also practicing it. We're in this country where somebody came to tell us that, oh, corruption is evil, I'm coming to wipe off corruption, and we're here today, corruption is still waxing high.
That's where I'm going.
So when you now come and tell me you want to wipe off corruption, I will look at you. What's your antecedent?
That's where I'm going.
Yes.
For the people.
Yes.
So how will they decipher the truth from falsehood? It's not about these things. You know that is it there? This one can
Yes.
Based on the statement you just made now, that word antecedent.
Yes.
How can we know? Because we want to guide our voters from falling into the pitfall of the past.
You see,
this 2023, we want it to be a clean departure from the past.
Uncle, Nigerians knows the truth, and Nigerians know when a politician is saying the truth.
Then let us know with the truth.
Okay, I would like to add to buttress this point. I think the question is, what are those things exactly that we know it's not achievable, that when they come out to tell you, you should know that this is not achievable, it cannot even be achievable in next 10, 20 years. So if you see somebody saying this, it's not achievable, and these are the things that are achievable, and of course it's a progress from what we are now to a better future.
I want to be very careful.
Okay.
Careful in the sense that we've had parties in the past who came to promise us that they were going to build refinery within a short period, and we saw what happened. We saw those that came up and said they're going to give Nigerians electricity. We saw what happened. So coming to tell me that story again, and you have said it in the past, I will not buy into your idea. So I don't want to sound like I'm trying to canvass for a particular person. No. Okay. I'm not canvassing for anybody. I wouldn't canvass for anybody. But Nigerians should be well guided at this point in time. Well guided that we all know when they are saying the truth and when they are not saying the truth. And that's where personality comes in. All right? Where is this person coming from? Is he of the old wagon? Is he of the new wagon? What is he coming to give us that hasn't been given us before? Who is he? Where is he coming from? You see, every politician have a background. And that's the bitter truth. every politician have a background. It's either you have a godfather or you have a political party that you're coming from. These are issues. Now, have your political party done it before? Have they made the promises you are coming to repeat again? The promises they made then, were they able to keep it? And if they kept it, you don't need to come and start promising Nigerians again. Then if they made it and they did not keep it, and you want to say you want to do it, why was it that they could not keep it? These are issues.
Now let's look at the voter that the promises are made to. How will the voter react to all these issues? Because obviously elections all over the world is about promises. But again, it is those that are deliverables that are able to be established that people will look at. That's why you have a portfolio avalanche of many candidates who normally run for elections. So they have their products. Amongst them, how will the voter, not the sentiments you are bringing in as an individual now, what will the voter look at in now making his choice?
Yeah, I think 2023 election will define a lot of things. In the sense that it's going to be a payback time to most politicians who had made promises, who could not keep promises. Nigerians are wiser now. Wiser in the sense that we cannot keep on going round and round and not moving. And so, from my own field study, Nigerians have come to the reality that we must ask questions. And they're beginning to ask questions. That is why I was somewhere when a particular political party came to speak, and the question was, you told us you were going to do it before. You couldn't do it. You are coming to tell us again you're going to do it. No way. And they shouted that guy. They shouted the politician down. So when it comes to that level, the consciousness will register in the mind of politicians in this country that no, we can't keep on making promises that we won't keep. So if you are making one promise or one manifesto and you are keeping it, it is good and better than you coming to give us 50 ideas and you can't keep any.
Okay, sorry, Marissa, let me ask this. Okay, are you saying now that, okay, I just want to get it right so that everybody could get it right. If someone has, if you check the, like every one of us have a background, you understand? And sometimes they'll say your background doesn't actually determine your future or what you'll become tomorrow. So are you saying for these politicians, if we look at their background, that's enough to judge them that they can't actually do better tomorrow? Is that what you're trying to say?
What I'm trying to say is this. You were there. You promised me electricity. You could not give it to me. Now you're coming to promise me electricity again. You were there. You said petrol subsidy was a scam. You could not give me refinery. How are you going to do it? So those, see every party is superior to an individual. No politician that is superior to the party manifesto. So even if you are coming out as a saint, you must be guided by the rules of a political party. If your political party is already biased about a particular project that you have goodwill of doing, you cannot succeed in doing it. And that's the bitter truth.
Okay, all right. Okay, sorry, people are calling in. Just to correct this, please stop calling. It's just to send a message to the number that's displayed on your screen. Just send a message and we'll be sure that we'll read it. Very quickly, Barrister, let me read one message I think somebody just sent now. This one says, good day to you all. People can easily make promises. I want to advocate that there should be a law punishing a candidate who refuses to keep their promises outside voting them, after voting them out. Now, this is Sando Andrew from Ike-Ife. I don't know. I'm sorry for pronouncing that wrongly. Do you actually agree with this viewer?
Yes, I agree. But the greatest law that will be made is the law of the people. And what is the law of the people? The law of the people is that when you make promises, you don't keep it. They checkmate you. And the best way to checkmate you is during election. And that's why I said 2023 is going to be a payback time. If you had made promises in the past, you did not keep it. The voters card are there to checkmate you.
Right.
So that's it.
Yes. Okay. So before I let you go, I want you to speak to this issue. We have been trying to dodge it a bit. And that's most of the issues surrounding the 2023 election are about the urban people, those who are on the social media and co. Most of from my little experience in this activity, like we find out that the rural people are taken by and led by the nose. How can people like you now and other stakeholders educate the rural people, because that is where the votes is? How can the rural people be moved towards flowing with issue-based campaigns and issue-based campaign?
Mr. Gwadi, let me just tell you, things have changed.
Okay.
Things have changed. You eat rice, I eat rice. You are in a particular village, your rice is the rice I eat here. You buy it, I buy it, and we know how much rice is. You take transportation here, I take transportation in the village. Everybody is feeling the pain. I just came back from a particular village recently in the south, and everybody is complaining bitterly about the state of the nation. So they are already aware of what they are going through, and they are looking here. Yes.
The issue is not they having the feeling,
okay,
but having the knowledge, okay, of not being led by the nose again.
Okay.
How can we curb that, which I know is rampant? Election comes, the rural people are the main target. How many people do we have in the urban area?
Yes.
We have more rural settlements than urban settlements in Nigeria.
Yes.
I know that. I've crisscrossed the 704 local governments of Nigeria. So I know. And I know what happens and obtains in the rural area, and the votes are in the rural areas.
Yes.
How do we take this to these people?
Yes, we can take it to them.
The voters there.
Yeah, we can take this idea to them through the NGOs. Okay. Even the popular what's it called? There's an agency in the government's National Electoral Agency. They are not. They're not working. So I want to use this opportunity to also appeal to our media houses. They are also means of communicating, passing information to the people. They should also do a lot of programs like what we're having here now, the Voters Forum. They should make sure that every radio station, every TV station gets into things that has to do with the coming election, in educating the people. Let it be a constant thing. In our schools, let it be a constant thing. In the churches, let it be a constant thing. In the mosque, let it be a constant thing.
Even before the Ifa priests.
Yes, let it be a constant thing. Okay? And it can only be possible by using every avenue available of communication and reach out to the people. And that's how we'll get to the root of the whole thing.
Okay.
Finally, my brother, this issue-based campaign that we want, how can we now push it amongst our political forms, the politicians themselves now? We've talked about the voter. For the politician, just within 1 minute, because the time is gone.
Yeah, the politicians watch TVs, yes, they listen to radios, yes, and they also go to churches and mosques and all those things. I think it's time that every opportunity, those of us that has the without to school them should really engage them. They should be invited to programs to speak out what they have for the people.
Not promoting vices.
No, not promoting vices. We should be able to bring them on air to speak, to actually tell us what they want to do, and that is the way to go. Anything short of that will give in for ethnic, coloration into campaign and all those things.
Okay, comrade